is your first time, I hope you'll stay. Espero que te quedes. Right, today we're going to be looking at No Woman No Cry. I'm not going to butcher that song by singing more than one line. The great Bob Marley. So you have to do a writing on someone, and I'm suggesting you do it in a bibliography sort of structure. Okay? If you're doing it about a family member as well, you can use the same structure. So we're going to go through that quickly, and then we are going to look at legendary Bob Marley. Right, so what are we going to be looking at? You're going to make sure that you mention the name of the person, el nombre, date of birth, DOB, date of birth, fecha de nacimiento, birth town, okay, or place of birth, ciudad natal, o lugar de nacimiento. It's all the same thing. Education, okay, la educación. Job, el empleo, so what do they do for a living? Interest, or interests, intereses, interés, no? What did they enjoy? What did your person like to do? Early life, okay, childhood. Maybe there's something amazing that happened in their childhood that you think is very important to add that. In Spanish, la niñez. La niñez. Niñez. Personal life. There's lots of personal stuff that person might have gone through that you think you ought to put in. Okay, la vida personal. Challenges that they might have gone through, hardships, okay, dificultades, retos, stick those in. Other interesting information, otra información interesante. What other interesting information do you think you ought to include? I think this is a nice one. Motto. What was this person's life's motto? Su lema. Su lema de vida. I always end my interviews with that. What is tu lema de vida? What's your life's motto? Add that as well. Okay, and the last one, passed away. When did he pass away? Okay, or maybe your person is still alive, so in that case you wouldn't put this last point. Falleció, so he died, okay, this date, okay, falleció tal fecha. Legacy, okay? I like this, and I put it as a star. You can put legacy or not. Legacy, legado, okay? What do you think that person's legacy is or was? Okay? And so with that, I'm going to start with Bob Marley. So, first of all, su nombre, remember, full sentences, don't copy just like that. And to make your writing, if you choose to make it more of composition, make sure you're using linking words to make it all gel together a little bit better and sound more fluid, okay? This is just to give you the skeleton of it all. You're going to jazz it up and make it beautiful on your own. Okay, so, mi persona, okay? O voy a escribir, I'm going to write about Bob Marley, okay? Su nombre, which is our first point, su nombre completo, so his full name, su nombre completo, okay? Su nombre completo es, so his full name is Robert Nesta Marley. Roberto Nesta Marley. Okay, I like to say the names in the original accent. Robert Nesta Marley was his birth name. Even though for sure we know him as Bob Marley. He also had a nickname. He had a few nicknames actually, but I feel that the one that's lived on is this one, Tough Gong. nickname in Spanish we would say apodo. Su apodo es Tough Gum. Now, in Jamaica, tough means fuerte, okay? Y gum depends where you find the meaning, but to me, a gum is that round, metallic thing that you hit and it goes boom, and you use it as a bell. You hit it with a hammer for it to make that noise. Boom. Okay, to me that's a gum. I've heard other explanation of what that name means. Different interpretation, I think, but I think it all goes back to the fact that he was a strong individual physically and mentally. Okay, tough gum, okay? Fuerte, okay? Una persona fuerte. Muy bien, moving on. When was he born? Nació el 6 de febrero del año 1945.
Nació en 45, no 41. Hay que recordar.
It doesn't seem that long ago at all, does it? But at least not to me, because I'm a little bit older than you. Okay, so birth time. He was born in a place in St. Anne's called 9 Mile. Okay, su comunidad se llamaba 9 Miles, 9 millas. Okay, en el distrito de St. Anne. En español, Saint would be Santa and Anne would be Anna, Santa Ana. But in Jamaica, no one says Santa Ana because we speak English, so it will be St. Anne. 9 miles in St. Anne. If you want to be complicated, if you want to be a little bit more sophisticated and say it in Spanish, nació en un sitio que se llama 9 millas en el distrito de Santa Ana en el país de Jamaica. Okay? In Jamaica, in the Caribbean, in El Caribe. Alright, so that's where he was born. He was born in St. Anne's in Jamaica, in the Caribbean. Fantastic. I am sure absolutely everyone has heard of this person. Perhaps not the place, but definitely the person. Okay, so next point, la educación. Where did he study? Well, he studied up until the age of 14. Dejó el instituto con 14 años. Okay? Y se formó como soldador. Now, soldador is not to be confused with soldado, which means a soldier. No. Un soldador with an R means a welder. Okay? A welder. So he worked as a welder. Fantastic. Let's move on. What did he do? What was his job? Because he's no longer living, we would use era. He was. Era músico, musician, guitarrista, guitarist, and a compositor, a composer. Okay? He was a musician, a guitarist, and a composer. Interest. What was his interest? Okay? Le encantaba el fútbol. Okay? Le encantaba el fútbol. He loved football. Y también le encantaba viajar. Okay? He also liked to travel. Okay? I'm sure there are lots of other things that he enjoyed doing, and so you can put a few things for that point. Okay? Early life. What do we know about his early childhood? Okay? Well, when he was a child, he was known for reading people's palms and quite accurately, as what he'd say would then later turn out to be true. So, tenía la habilidad especial de leer las manos de la gente. Okay? So, as a child, you'd go to Bob and you'd say, what does my future hold? And he would tell you something about your future, and then maybe you'd come back and say, oh, that really did come true. But he didn't carry on doing this later on. What a pity. But okay, that's quite cool. Alright, next. What other information? Personal life, la vida personal. Okay? Se casó con Rita Anderson el día 10 de febrero del año 66. ¿Vale? So he got married to Rita Anderson in 1966. until obviously the end. Okay? Right. Tuvo, okay, going to use it from the verb tener hijos. Tuvo 11 hijos, okay, he had 11 kids. Tuvo 11 hijos por lo menos. And that's debatable, okay, we can't be exactly sure because obviously he had kids with lots of different people. So this number, I think, is the number I've seen the most. Okay? So 11 children that are known to be his children, and most of them are actually famous musicians following in their father's footsteps. Okay, what else? Era vegetariano. Okay, he was a vegetarian. He followed the Ital diet. Okay, la dieta Ital se refiere a una dieta limpia, okay, clean, libre de aditivos, okay, no son, es comida no procesada, todo natural, no se come carne, o sea, él no comía carne, okay. Hay mucha gente que sigue in the Ital diet, so lots of people follow the Ital diet, but they do eat meat. And there's some who just eat fish, okay? So they don't cook with salt, they don't have processed food, and everything is quite clean. Okay, so in Jamaica we refer to Ital diet as that. Okay, natural food, no salt, and if you do use salt, it's probably sea salt and very, very little. Okay? Right, so that was it. He followed that diet and he was vegetarian. Next, challenges. He had a lot of challenges. Okay, tuvo muchas dificultades porque claro, no tenían mucho dinero, okay, y hubo un momento que se fue a pedir dinero a unos parientes y le cerraron la puerta en la cara, le echaron, no? They sort of said no, they rejected him, which was probably a good thing for him because then he went away and he made a really great song about that. I can't remember the title of it. I think it's something about the stone who got rejected by the builder or something like that. I'll have to look it up and share with you. But it was, there's always a silver lining, right? Okay. And most interestingly, that he survived, sobrevivió a un atento de asesinato el día 3 de diciembre de 76. So all of this came from a moment where Jamaica was facing a crucial moment politically. There were riots and there were a lot of disturbances, and so he just got caught up in that situation, but happily he survived. Brilliant. God was on his side that moment. Okay, moving on. Other information. There is so much information I feel that you could add here, but we don't have that much time. Rastafarismo. Rastafarismo es un movimiento sociocultural y religioso. Okay? It's a way of living. It's a cultural movement, isn't it? More than religion. It's a mixture of religion, but it's culture. It's the way you live. It's the way you choose to live. It's the way you choose to walk through this world. Really, isn't it? And so he was, of course, Rastafari. He was Rastafarian. Okay? Era Rastafariano. He was Rastafarian. And we know from that. Don't be confused though. Just because you see someone with rastas, puedes ver una persona con rastas, eso no quiere decir que son Rastafaris. No quiere decir eso. Para mucha gente es tendencia. Y para otra gente en la isla y en otros sitios, pues es parte de su cultura y parte de su religión, ¿vale? Una cosa que me resultó muy interesante y es que tuvo he had a BMW, okay? He had a Beamer, but not because he liked luxury. No es que le gustara el lujo, no. Le resultó gracioso que tuviese el coche, la marca, los mismos iniciales. BMW, que eran los mismos iniciales que su grupo. Su grupo era Bob Marley and the Wailers. Bob Marley and the Wailers. Bob Marley, BM, W, Wailers. Como eso eran sus iniciales, dice, pues, un coche de estos pega conmigo, and he got the car. Brilliant. I love that. And I love coincidences. So that was a really nice coincidence, and I thought we should add that in as well. Right. Motto. His life motto. It's really hard to say. He said so many inspiring quotes that it's just really hard to choose one. So I chose this one, but it might not have been his one he would have chosen, but I like this one because he said it and I think it's nice. None but ourselves can free our minds. Okay? None but ourselves can free our minds. Let's translate together. Okay. Nadie más que nosotros puede liberar nuestras mentes. Okay? So no one can free our minds but us. Okay? So only you can free yourself. Solo tú puedes liberar tu mente. Solo tú puedes liberar tu propia mente. Love that. Okay? So in an interview, the interviewer asks him, and I love this interview. Check it out if you get the chance. You can find it on YouTube. So in this interview, the interviewer asks him, "Are you a rich man?" So Bob Marley, in return, throws the question back at him. What do you consider rich to be? And so the interviewer says, possession, lots of money in the bank, and so on. And he says, possessions make you rich? Las posesiones te hacen rico? And then it continues by saying, well, I don't have these types of riches. No tengo este tipo de riqueza. Mi riqueza es vida para siempre. Okay? So my wealth is life forever. Oh, I love that. I love that, right? Because indeed, riches, possessions is not always wealth. Think about all the things that make you rich. Let me know down below how rich you are. Okay? And with that, I'm going to leave you until next time. And remember, no woman, no cry. Until next time.